Yo guys, it's the FM Jim McLean here, back with another YouTube video, and I finally got a new headset so the audio should sound better. And today we're doing a retro database for Dundee on the 86-87 season. Dundee have no history whatsoever, so I was hoping maybe I could make them some history. Always been bettered by their rivals, always been bettered by small teams like Hearts, getting beat 2-0 by them, 6-0, 7-0, whatever. Always been quite a horrible team. And I'm saying this as a neutral fan. I don't support anyone except Dundee United. But if you look in the background here, behind Dundee Stadium, it's the better stadium called Tannadice Park. Make sure you go there. Beautiful stadium, beautiful surroundings, and beautiful all round. So enough of me hating on Dundee and wanting to wonder why I did this rebuild. Let's just get into the rebuild, shall we? So here we are, start of the transfer window. I never saved it so you can't see everything that we've done, but if you look here, we signed Roberto Russa from Campo Basso as a striker. We signed him for about 40k. Caneo as a midfielder, signed him from Pisa for roughly 100k. We got Owen Archidon on loan from Celtic, who looks like he's going to be a great player for the future, if we can buy him, that is. And Brian Rice from Nottingham Forest on loan, who again looks really good. We didn't sell any players this transfer window, but I will see you at the end of the season. So I've made another mistake like I did at the transfer window. I forgot to save it when the season review comes out, so we've already lost Owen on loan and Brian. But Owen had the most amount of assists and Brian I can't quite remember. But here we go, if we go into competitions, the Scottish Premier Division doesn't even tell us where we finished, but our top goal scorer in the league was Keith Wright. Scottish Cup, 6 goals for Ross Jack. We finished second. The League Cup knocked down the quarterfinals by Celtic. Keith Wright with 17 goals. He was on fire. We go into home. We finished third in the league. Not too bad. Of course, the better team won, Dundee United under Jim McLean, and Celtic came second. But if we go into the squad now, oh sorry, I've got a sore throat. But if we go into goals, Keith Wright had the most of 46 in 46, followed by Ross Jack and Graham Harvey, and most assists was Owen Archibald, forgive me for that, Ian Angus, Ross Jack and Graham Harvey, 3 most assists. So overall, very successful, very overachieving season, finishing third, and I will see you at the start of season 2. Right, so here we are in start of season 2 at the transfer window. We've got our transfers in. Transfers in only spent 950k. We got Gary Bennett for 450k off Sunderland to be a centre back. We got a 22-year-old Colin Miller off of Rangers on a free. We got Einar Aas from Norway as a centre back, a 31-year-old, 6'1", looks pretty solid for the level we're at just now. We got Steve Keane from Celtic, if you let me click on him, on a free, to be a backup fullback for us probably. 19 years old, one for the future, got him off Celtic. Another free, we got Robert Wilson to be a shadow striker for us. 26, 5'10", looks really good, got him off Palace. Then we got Stacey North off Luton, I believe, yep, Luton. 22, 6'2", looks pretty good, got him on a free. Then we finally spent a good amount of money, 500k up to 575k, Pierre Toll off AZ, 29, Dutch, 5'7", striker, who looks really good. Just look at those stats. Looks really good for the level we're at. And Lennart Nielsen, Zlatan Ibrahimovic before Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We bought him off Newcastle on a free as well. And out, Jim Duffy, Stephen Frail, Keith Wright. For some reason, I just decided I think he's just a loan, so that's fine. Stevie Campbell on loan, Rab Shannon on loan, Stuart Forsyth for 36k, Ray Stevens on a free, and Derek McWilliams on a free. But also, if we go and look in here, we got Owen Archidon, and we got Bobby Smith. I thought, oh fuck me. Forgive me, a bit confused there. Let me start again. We got Owen Archidon as well. We got Rice again, and that was it. Don't have a massive squad, but it's a pretty good squad. Same tactics as we're going with last season. The Flying Scotsmen's Jose Mourinho's Porto 4-3-1-2. So make sure to go check him out as well for let me use his tactic. And I will see you at the end of the season, and hopefully we do better. Yet again, I've made the same mistake. Sim too far ahead in the season for that, but for the season review. But most goals: Pierre Toal 32, Leonard Nielsen 28, Gary Bennett 26, and Robert Wilson with 16. Most assists: Robert Wilson with 27, Owen Archdeacon 20, Toll 15, and Nielsen 15. Overall, really good. Now, if I go into competitions, UEFA, the Europa League, done very bad. Knocked out in the round of 16. Scottish Cup, knocked out in the semis by Aberdeen, but I done horrible in the round of 16 there. I became runner-up in the League Cup. Pretty heartbreaking. But if you go to home, we did win the league with 83 points. If you look at the results, we played really well overall in the season. We didn't beat Celtic or Rangers as much as we wanted to, but Legia Warsaw, Monaco, pretty hard teams to beat, to be fair, but we won the league. And yeah, I'll see you at the start of season 3. Alright, for some reason it wouldn't let me see the transfers, so if I just show you here, we got in Gary Thompson from Leicester, who, wow, just looks amazing for a striker, backup striker. I believe I might play him as Danilo Plaghi, I think. I'm sorry if I butchered that, from Atalanta. Got him for 4 million. Doesn't look too bad. We got Abad from Santander, 23. Doesn't look the best, but we need more depth in the squad. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else I would have got. Stacey North. Nope, we already had him. Wait, maybe it was him we signed. I don't know. I apologise for this. It's been a while since I've done a rebuild. Gotten him as well from Las Palmas. It's been a while since I've done a rebuild, so everything's just all over the place. Yeah, I apologise for this, but enough of me rambling on, and we'll skip to the end of the season, where hopefully we've won another league. Right, here we are, finally got the season review. Didn't sim too far ahead, didn't do none of that. So let's just get into the season, eh? Season results. If it works, there we go. The Premiership started horribly with a 5-0 loss to Celtic. Got beat by Celtic in the table, won the cup, but we are in the Champions League, which is good. European Cup, knocked out in the playoffs by Sampdoria. We didn't play too well. We're not like Dundee United, the mighty Tangerines, who can beat Barcelona every time we play them. But, oh well. In the Scottish Cup, we got beat by Rangers in the quarter-final, horrible, 4-2. And in the League Cup, we got beat in the semi-final by Celtic. Not the best. Got beat on penalties, quite horrid. What have I done? Give me a second and I'll get back up to that screen. Alright, here we are. Back up on the screen. Yep. So, moments to remember. Biggest win was 8-0 against Clydebank. Match to remember was in the European Cup. We beat Cologne 5-3, and goal of the season was Robert Wilson against Rangers in a 4-3 win. The finances, done really well. Finances, how we lined up. That was our main lineup for that season. Our top goal scorer across all competitions was Leonard Nielsen, with Bennett behind him as a centre back, so he played really well. Keith Wright, Graham Harvey, Colin Hendry, Robert Wilson. Most assists was Wilson and the Archdeacon, and the accolades. Yep, all that. Don't really care about that. And yep, that was the end of season 3. I think we still went above and beyond this season than we did last season. Even though we didn't win anything, I still think we played really, really well. So I guess I will see you at the start of season 4. Well, what do you know? I've made yet again another mistake and forgot to make a save file for the start of season 4. So let's get into the season review. The new arrivals. We signed Mark Wilmots for 9 million, who scored 26 goals, who is really good. Belgian, signed him from Juventus. Pioli from Fiorentina, again, really good for free, I assume, because it doesn't say transfer in. And Alex True, I'm not going to pronounce that, I'm going to butcher it. Again, another brilliant player. And John Sivbiak, Denmark, 6 foot fullback, signed him from Celtic or Torino. Celtic, yep. Transfers out was all these. Sold Colin Hendry. Yep. But we've just sold him. Literally just sold him. So, yep. We came third in the league. United beat us above, and then Celtic. The European Cup, we done so well, but we got beat in the playoffs by Metz. But we done so well to beat Rapid Vienna, which our Dundee United couldn't even do, which was, if anyone mentions that, I am going to jump out my window. Beat Galatasaray, but couldn't beat Metz. But we got knocked down to the UEFA Cup and got knocked out by Watford. So again, not the best, but Scottish Cup, we got knocked out in the semis by Celtic again. And the League Cup, we beat Hearts in the final, beating Rangers, Hibs and Motherwell on the way. Our biggest win was against Lech Poznan in the UEFA Cup, 7-1. Match to remember, 4-1 against Rangers, and goal of the season was Wilmots in our 2-1 loss against Hearts. Again, finances, not too bad. Obviously, this was our lineup for the majority of the season. Top goal scorer of the season was Gary Bennett, Keith Wright, Wilmots and Nielsen. Most assists, Archdeacon, Robert Wilson, and Liam O'Brien. All that stuff. And that was the end of season 4. And I hope I've got a save file for the start of season 5 and the end of season 5. So I will see you all then. So what do you know? I didn't make a a transfer window file for the start of season 5. So here we are, end of season 5, I guess. Charlie Nicholson, we signed as a striker, 29 from Arsenal, for a hefty fee of 2 million, which in Scottish football back in these days was a lot. We got Matsura from Osaka, who played quite well even though he didn't really play. We signed him from Atalanta, 1.5 million. Ito, Bobby Mims, like, here's all signings, I'm not going to say them all because there's a lot. Well, I am. Simon Barker, Prieto, Lucci, who was really good for us. Arthur, Marsden and Gary Potter. Transfers out, Gary Bennett, Abad, Pioli, Colin Miller, George McGeechy and Paul Mathers. Season results, we won the league. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Still couldn't beat Celtic and Rangers too much, but thankfully we had those lucky few games that helped us a lot. The UEFA Cup, knocked down the quarters by Everton. Horrible. Still can't beat Metz. We beat Standard Liège, Monaco, quite a few bigger teams. In the Scottish Cup we won, being Aberdeen in the final and Celtic in the semis, which was brilliant. And in the league we beat Aberdeen in the final again. In the League Cup, and we've won the treble. Moments to remember: 8-0 against Clydebank, biggest win. 4-1 against our rivals United, and 3-0 against Motherwell, goal of the season, Keith Wright. How we lined up: obviously this is how we lined up. Our top goal scorer was a tie between Mark Wilmots, the boy from Belgium we signed last season, and Keith Wright, who's obviously been with us since the start, followed by Charlie Nicholas, 2 goals behind, and then at Gianluigi was 12 goals behind. Most assists was Nicholas, Alexis, and then Owen. The accolades, blah blah blah, record breakers, worst disciplined. Yep. And that was my Dundee rebuild. If you want to download this formation, go to Sort Out SI, and it'll be the Flying Scotsman's. He's brilliant with tactics. Make sure to go check him out. He's obviously one of my favourite content creators for Football Manager. And comment down below which rebuild you'd want to see next, or what save file you'd want to see next, and I will catch you in the next one.